This is Mimi, and I want to bring you a story today from the Bible, from the book of Exodus. And our main story will be chapters 2. The first number is the chapter. Then these two little dots separate the verses. Verses 1 through 10 is our main story. But it actually starts in chapter 1. The Hebrew children were living in Egypt, and the Egyptian king, or Pharaoh, he's sometimes called, made an edict or a command that all boy babies that were born were to be thrown into the river, and all girl babies could live. Well, there was a man from the tribe of Levi that lived in Egypt, and he and his wife had a baby boy. And he was a beautiful baby. And he had a sister, and they hid the baby. They hid him away so the king wouldn't come and get him and throw him in the river. So they hid him for 3 months. And then the mother made a basket. She took the basket, she made this basket, and she lined it with pitch and tar so that it wouldn't sink, so that if water wouldn't come in it when she put it in the river. She wasn't going to throw the baby in the river. She was going to put the baby in the basket and then put the lid on it and go to the river and put the baby in the river. But because she'd lined it, the baby wouldn't drown. The baby would float. So we're going to go to the river. And this is the river. And in the river, bulrushes grow. These are these tall weeds. And she put the baby, here's our baby in the basket. And she put him in the bulrushes. And his sister stood off to watch to see what would happen to the baby. Well, the king, or Pharaoh, had a daughter. And the princess came down with her handmaid to the river to take a bath. And they heard this crying coming. And she called the handmaiden to go get the basket. And they opened the lid, and there was the baby crying. And the princess' heart was touched. And she said, "This is one of the Hebrew children." But she had compassion on him. And his sister came over and asked her, "Would you like me to get a nurse from and nurse the baby and take care of it?" And she said yes. So she went and she got the baby's mother and brought it to the princess. She brought it to the princess. And she said, "Here is a woman that can take care of the baby." And she said, "Would you take care of this baby and nurse it and feed it?" And she said, "Yes." And she said, "I'll give you wages and pay you to do that." Well, of course she was going to do it. So she said yes. After all, it was her baby. So she took the baby and took the baby home and fed the baby until it got older. See, God provided safety for this mother and her faith. Faith that God would take care of this baby. And he did. And that's our story. And before Before the mother took it away, the princess said, I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call him Moses. And this is baby Moses. And how that he was actually in the basket, and the princess saw him and made him her son. Isn't that a great story? Remember, God loves you. I love you. And this is found in the book of Exodus, chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. And God will take care of you. I love you. You have a great day. Until next time, we're going to learn more and more about Moses and growing up and the man that God has called him to be. So until next time, have a good day. Love you. Bye-bye.